Tonight, the WWE Universe witnessed one of the most shocking, jaw-dropping returns in recent history. Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, the face of dominance in WWE, made a violent and unforgettable comeback on Raw, and his target? None other than the rising powerhouse, Bronson Reed. The arena was electric. Fans were buzzing after weeks of speculation. Would Roman return? How would he reassert his dominance? What no one expected was the sheer brutality of the moment. Bronson Reed, who had been on an unstoppable streak, was celebrating a hard-fought victory just moments earlier. Pyrotechnics, confetti, and cheers filled the arena, marking what should have been a triumphant night for Bronson. Then, the lights dimmed. A chilling silence fell over the audience. Roman Reigns' music hit not the standard fanfare, but a darker, more ominous version that signaled impending chaos. The crowd erupted, some cheering, some gasping, as the tribal chief emerged with a menacing aura. Every eye was fixed on him as he walked to the ring, his signature steel chair clutched firmly in his hands. Commentators struggled to contain their disbelief. This is insane. Roman Reigns is back. And he's coming for Bronson Reed. Without hesitation, Roman climbed the apron, slid into the ring, and immediately targeted Bronson. The steel chair became an extension of his wrath. The first swing sent Bronson staggering, the sound echoing through the arena like a warning shot. But Roman was relentless. A second swing, a third, each hit more devastating than the last. Bronson Reed, previously untouchable, found himself completely overwhelmed by Roman's vicious aggression. The crowd's reaction was chaotic. Some fans shouted in horror, fearing for Bronson's safety. Others stood, wide-eyed, captivated by the sheer intensity and unpredictability of the assault. Security rushed the ring, but Roman's dominance was unmistakable. Every attempt to intervene was brushed aside with terrifying ease. At one point, Roman raised the steel chair high, signaling the impending doom. The commentators could barely keep up, their voices trembling with excitement and fear. This is unreal. Bronson has never faced anything like this. The tribal chief is back and he is ruthless. Bronson attempted to fight back, but every swing of the chair forced him further into submission. The tribal chief's return was not about words, it was about action, brutality, and sending a clear message to anyone who dared challenge him. The dominating energy Roman brought to the ring re-established his status as WWE's most formidable force. As the attack continued, the storyline implications became clear. Bronson Reed, the powerhouse who had been climbing steadily, now faced a humbling, almost career-altering encounter. Roman's return was not just physical, it was a statement. The locker room, the fans, and every superstar watching knew Roman Reigns was back, and the hierarchy had shifted in an instant. Backstage, chaos ensued. WWE officials scrambled to manage the aftermath. The attack was not just a storyline, it was a spectacle that could influence future matches, rivalries, and pay-per-view main events. Analysts are already speculating on the repercussions from championship contention to faction realignments. The WWE Universe is left guessing what comes next. Social media exploded. Hashtags like #RomanIsBack, #BronsonCrushed, and #SteelChairChaos dominated platforms worldwide. Fans debated endlessly, was this the ultimate return? Could Bronson recover from such a punishing assault? How far would Roman go in reasserting his dominance? Reaction videos flooded YouTube and Twitter, amplifying the intensity of the moment. Roman's intent was clear: reclaim the spotlight, remind the world why he's the tribal chief, and establish fear and respect in equal measure. This wasn't a simple return, it was a declaration, a warning, and a brutal reset for Raw's hierarchy. Bronson Reed, for all his momentum and power, was made the victim of Roman's ruthless resurgence, and the WWE Universe would not forget it. The WWE commentary team emphasized the historical weight of this moment. Roman Reigns had previously dominated storylines with authority, charisma, and sheer in-ring dominance. But this return, weapon in hand, brought an unmatched level of intensity. Analysts predict that the fallout from this attack will ripple through storylines for months, possibly redefining the Raw roster and setting up major pay-per-view events that fans will not want to miss. As Roman exited the ring, leaving Bronson Reed battered and broken, the audience was left in stunned silence. Some fans cheered, some booed, but everyone was captivated. The message was loud and clear: Roman Reigns is back, and no one, not even rising stars like Bronson Reed, is safe from the tribal chief's wrath. The implications for future storylines are staggering. WWE creative teams now have a renewed, unpredictable force to craft narratives around. Bronson Reed's path has been dramatically altered, setting up potential revenge arcs, faction rivalries, and main event championship clashes. Fans everywhere are already speculating on who will align with Roman, who will challenge him next, and what unforeseen chaos will erupt on Raw in the coming weeks. One thing is certain: the WWE Universe has just witnessed a seismic event. Roman Reigns' return, marked by the steel chair attack, was not merely a comeback, it was a statement of power, dominance, and unparalleled intensity. The WWE landscape has shifted overnight, and the fallout will dominate fan discussion, social media, and future Raw episodes. The WWE Universe is still reeling from Roman Reigns' shocking return on Raw. The Tribal Chief's steel chair assault on Bronson Reed has ignited chaos both in the ring and online, leaving fans, superstars, and WWE officials scrambling to process the magnitude of the moment. Backstage, tension ran high. Sources report that officials were stunned by the sheer intensity and unpredictability of Roman's attack. Plans had been in place to gradually reintegrate the Tribal Chief into storylines, but the steel chair incident sent shockwaves that no one anticipated. Security measures were reassessed, and medical staff closely monitored Bronson Reed, whose injuries, while not life-threatening, were severe enough to alter upcoming Raw match bookings. The locker room buzzed with speculation and fear. Superstars admitted to being both awed and intimidated by Roman's sheer dominance. Rising stars realized immediately that challenging the Tribal Chief is no longer just about talent, it's about surviving his wrath. Veteran wrestlers weighed in, noting that Roman's strategy, striking decisively and sending a violent message, reasserts his authority in the locker room. Social media exploded in response. Clips of Roman's attack went viral within minutes, trending worldwide under hashtags like #RomanReignsReturns, #SteelChairChaos, and #BronsonCrushed. Fans debated endlessly, was this the ultimate power play? Could Bronson Reed bounce back stronger, or has his rise been brutally interrupted? Reaction videos, memes, and fan theories dominated platforms, fueling a frenzy of engagement that WWE had not seen in months. Financially, the return is a boon. WWE analysts predict a surge in merchandise sales, pay-per-view subscriptions, and Raw viewership in the coming weeks. Roman's return created a shockwave of excitement and unpredictability, the kind of Raw energy that drives engagement and keeps the audience invested. Analysts also speculate that this momentum could shape future pay-per-view main events, featuring Roman as a central, unmissable figure. Meanwhile, creative teams are scrambling to adjust storylines. Bronson Reed, previously on an unstoppable streak, now faces a narrative crossroads. WWE may pivot his character toward a redemption arc, a revenge storyline, or even an alliance with other stars to counter Roman's dominance. The possibilities are endless, and fans are already speculating on who might challenge the Tribal Chief next and how he will maintain his iron grip over Raw. Commentators noted the historical significance. Roman Reigns' in-ring dominance, combined with the raw intensity of his steel chair assault, marks a turning point for Raw storylines. Analysts argue that this is not just a temporary moment, it reshapes power dynamics, establishes new hierarchies, and opens the door for unprecedented rivalries. Fans are captivated because the narrative now blends reality with performance in a way that feels visceral and unpredictable. The emotional weight is palpable. Fans empathize with Bronson Reed, recognizing the setback he faced at the hands of one of WWE's most dominant forces. At the same time, Roman's calculated aggression and commanding presence evoke both awe and fear. This duality, sympathy for the victim, admiration for the aggressor, creates tension that drives fan engagement and fuels speculation across social media. Looking forward, WWE's options are limitless. They can explore Roman's continued dominance, Bronson's comeback, surprise alliances, shocking betrayals, and even multi-man feuds that capitalize on the chaos. Analysts predict that every Raw episode in the coming weeks will carry the lingering tension of Roman's attack, making each segment feel loaded with unpredictability and stakes. The WWE Universe is left asking critical questions. How far will Roman go to reassert dominance? Will Bronson Reed rise from this brutal assault stronger than ever? What new rivalries or alliances will emerge as the fallout spreads through Raw? And could this return spark a larger storyline that defines the year's WWE narrative? One thing is certain: Roman Reigns' return was not just a comeback, it was a declaration. The Tribal Chief has re-established himself at the top, Bronson Reed has been humbled, and the entire Raw roster now knows that unpredictability, brutality, and dominance reign supreme. Fans worldwide are glued to every broadcast, every promo, and every social media update, anticipating the next explosive moment in this ongoing saga. As the weeks unfold, the reverberations of Roman's return will shape WWE's creative direction, influence roster dynamics, and ignite the passions of fans everywhere. The Tribal Chief is back, Bronson Reed has been challenged, and Raw will never be the same again. The WWE Universe waits with bated breath, because when Roman Reigns strikes, history is made, chaos erupts, and the competition is left in ruins. Days after Roman Reigns' shocking Raw return and his steel chair assault on Bronson Reed, the WWE Universe is still reeling. The implications of this brutal comeback have shaken Raw to its core. Fans, analysts, and superstars alike are debating endlessly: was this the ultimate power move? Could Bronson recover? And what will Roman's return mean for future storylines? Backstage, tensions are at an all-time high. Superstars report that the atmosphere is electric but cautious. Roman's unexpected ferocity has sent a clear message: challenging him is not just about talent, it's about survival. Younger wrestlers, once confident in their trajectory, now realize the harsh reality of confronting the tribal chief. Some admit they feel awe, others fear, but all recognize that Roman's dominance is unchallenged. The fallout is not limited to the ring. Social media remains ablaze with reaction videos, fan theories, memes, and speculation. Clips of Roman smashing Bronson with the steel chair have gone viral, trending globally under hashtags like #RomanReturns, #BronsonCrushed, and #SteelChairChaos. Fans debate endlessly, who could ever challenge Roman now? Could Bronson bounce back, or is his momentum irreparably damaged? WWE creative teams are reportedly scrambling to capitalize on the chaos. Bronson Reed's trajectory has shifted dramatically, opening opportunities for redemption arcs, revenge storylines, and even multi-man feuds that could involve Roman Reigns, LA Knight, Rhea Ripley, or other rising stars. Analysts speculate that the next pay-per-view events may be restructured around this fallout, creating high-stakes matches fueled by personal vendettas. Financially, WWE is benefiting. Merchandise sales, viewership, and online engagement have skyrocketed. Analysts note that Roman's return, especially through a dramatic and brutal attack, is the kind of spectacle that drives audience investment. Ratings are expected to rise as fans tune in weekly, eager to see what comes next. Emotionally, the WWE Universe is captivated. Fans sympathize with Bronson Reed, admiring his resilience even in defeat, while simultaneously respecting Roman's unmatched in-ring authority. This tension between empathy for the fallen star and awe of the dominant force keeps engagement high, fueling debates, video content, and social media interaction. The storyline possibilities are endless. Roman could continue asserting dominance, Bronson could seek redemption, or alliances may form to challenge the tribal chief's supremacy. Analysts predict that Raw episodes in the coming weeks will be marked by high-stakes tension, unexpected appearances, and shocking betrayals. Every promo, every match, and every backstage segment is now layered with the aftermath of Roman's attack, keeping fans on edge. In terms of legacy, Roman's return reaffirms his position at the top of WWE. His combination of intimidation, strategy, and raw aggression solidifies his status as the tribal chief. Meanwhile, Bronson Reed faces the challenge of rebuilding momentum, reclaiming his narrative, and proving that even the mightiest can rise after a fall. Fan engagement continues to dominate online platforms. Debate, speculation, and excitement drive interactions across Twitter, Instagram, and Reddit. Questions abound: will Roman maintain his dominance? Who will step up to challenge him? Could there be an unexpected alliance forming to counter the tribal chief? These discussions keep the WWE Universe invested, emotionally charged, and eagerly anticipating every Raw episode. Ultimately, Roman Reigns' steel chair assault is more than a return, it's a seismic shift in WWE storylines, power dynamics, and audience engagement. The WWE Universe is watching, analyzing, and speculating at unprecedented levels. Raw is now a landscape where unpredictability reigns supreme, and no superstar is safe from Roman's wrath. As the weeks unfold, the storyline seeded by this shocking comeback will redefine Raw. Bronson Reed's resilience, Roman Reigns' dominance, and the reactions of the roster will drive narratives that captivate fans, dominate social media, and fuel ratings. Every episode carries the weight of this dramatic return, ensuring that the WWE Universe remains glued to their screens, hungry for the next explosive moment. In conclusion, Roman Reigns' return on Raw, marked by the steel chair attack on Bronson Reed, is a defining moment in WWE history. It has altered trajectories, shifted power dynamics, and captured the attention of the WWE Universe like never before. The fallout will be felt for months, if not years, as Raw continues to evolve in response to the tribal chief's terrifying resurgence.